Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third EMA session of XROS Fellowship, a uniquely created fellowship for everyone who wants to work with, who works to work around immersive technologies and XR technology. So today we have here with us Riya, who is the mentor from Pupil Mesh, and we'll be discussing about what's inside the Pupil Mesh project and how you can submit your proposal and what a best proposal for Pupil Mesh project looks like. So Pupil Mesh project is named OSAR. So what could be the best project and how you can increase your chance of getting selected in the Pupil Mesh project, the open source contribution that Pupil Mesh is accepting. So, Ria, it would be great if you could introduce yourself a bit to the audience.
Hi everyone, I'm Riya. I'm the CTO of Pupil Mesh. Basically, I'm an electronics and communication engineer by degree. And soon after college, we started our company Pupil Mesh. Actually, when we were in college itself, we started this company. I also did a research fellowship from IISc. This has been my journey so far. It's been like 3.5 to 4 years since we started Pupil Mesh. And yeah, that's about me.
Yeah, thanks for the quick introduction. I really appreciate. And we all are engineers, and this is what it looks like. So, coming to the first question, so if you can introduce or make a go through about Pupil Mesh, like what the Pupil Mesh do, what are the if you can give a quick overview, it would be really helpful for the audience.
We at Pupil Mesh, we build augmented reality headsets. Most of you might have gone through our website as well. What we want to build is essentially, bringing digital information right in front of your field of view. That's what AR and VR does, right? So, having digital information on your laptop and phone is eventually going to get transferred into, having digital information right in front of your field of view, where you don't need to take your heads off, you don't need to look at your screen, you don't need to look at your phone. So essentially, this is what we are trying to build in Pupil Mesh. Bridging the gap between your digital world and your real world. This is essentially what we make at Pupil Mesh. So we mainly make the hardware that is required to cater to this. So we make monocular, binocular, augmented reality headsets. We don't cater to VR because we understand that there are a lot of players out in the market who make virtual reality headsets. So we mainly focus on augmented reality hardware, as well as the software that goes behind making augmented reality headsets.
Yeah, and that's a really good market to be in because in India there are I should say like there are hardly any headset company that is working on, and even Meta doesn't make it the market, right? For the Oculus is not present, Quest is not present. So this is a good market to be in. So uh, we are having some questions in the comment section. So we will take these questions from the comment section later. First, we will just decide. So, can you please explain about the project that you have mentioned over the website, the OSAR? So, what OSAR looks like? What are your ideas? What are your thought process behind the OSAR?
OSAR is basically, a short form for open source AR that we just termed. What we want, or what we intend to do with OSAR, is mainly create a platform or an open source augmented reality engine or a toolkit which can, connect to any of your USB powered augmented reality glasses. So we have multiple augmented reality glasses, like one is ours, and others are Rocket, and we have even Geo glasses coming up. So all of these are USB powered AR glasses which do not have the computation, which does all of your AR processing on the glasses itself, right? So all of the processing is generally offloaded onto your phones or onto your laptops, or your Android or your iOS phones. So what we intend to do is build a platform or build an open source project where you can have AR engines which can easily work with all of these USB powered AR glasses. That is in brief. Going a little deeper into exactly how it would work is basically when you connect your phone via USB-C or any other wired communication, right? There's a USB protocol that is used for reading and writing data. So you can get all of the information that is required for building an AR experience. Like the camera, like the IMU sensors. It's it can be 6-axis or 9-axis IMUs. It can be GPS. It can be other depth sensors like lidar, TOF sensors, or any other depth sensors. This is what are all the peripherals that are communicating with the mainframe compute, which which is basically via a USB protocol. So we do not have any open source project. In fact, open source AR projects itself are very rare to find. There are a couple of them like AR Toolkit, etc. But we want to go a step ahead where an open source project can be created which can easily be used with these USB powered AR glasses. So I hope that answers your question. I cannot hear you.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I was on mute. I'm really sorry for that. And if you could explain the tech stack that you are looking for, the major tech stack. So, most of the people are having this question like, do we need to know all the tech stack that are mentioned? I precisely say no, because some tech stacks or some dependencies could be learned while you are working in the project. But if you could
Yeah.
light up upon this, like what major tech stack is required to build the project?
Yeah. For developers, right, we never expect any developer to come with 100% knowledge, because that doesn't exist, right? So we also at Pupil Mesh, we learn a lot of things on the go. When we started, we didn't know so many things that we know right now. So we don't have that expectation where they need to know everything beforehand. They should have good problem solving skills, right? That is more important, because you can learn anything. These days informations are easily available. Till now it was googling things. Now you also have chat gpt, which solves most of the problem. So we don't expect them to know everything, but little basics about AR, and little basics about, right now, at least to start with, we would be going with making an open source project for Android devices. So basics of Java, basics of C Sharp, because if we are using things like Unity, etc., to create plugins for that. And also to yeah, these are the main things. Knowing Java, C Sharp, C++, these are the main things that they will have to know. So for the open source project, we will not be building the entire AR toolkit from scratch. We will AR engine from scratch. So we are planning to use AR toolkit, which is already available. So on top of that, we would build all of these tech stacks which would be required to communicate with the hardware devices, fetch the sensor data, camera data, or any other GPS data that is required, and build sensor fusion algorithms on top of that, which can be used to create all of these AR experiences like marker based, markerless based, slam, other slam based AR applications. So this is what they would be doing, and they would require a slight prior knowledge would be good if they have in these particular fields.
Yeah, now I'll be flowing some relevant question to your screen. So if you could address these. So first is from Dikshita. She's asking, what if we don't have peripherals like AR glasses with us? Would that be a disadvantage?
Testing it would be a problem. That's something that we were also thinking about. So how we can create some sort of a remote platform where you could easily test. So our glasses run on USB-C protocol. So there are other glasses as well, such as Rocket Geo glasses, etc., which can be used for testing as well. But yeah, we would it would be a disadvantage, but I think we would try and see if we can make some sort of an arrangement where either they could remotely communicate with the device, because we might create some remote server sort of a thing, or we might see we might think about shipping our devices where they could easily test it with it.
Okay, and another question. Okay, so top class, I guess we will address this question later. So he's asking how much time it will take to learn Blender. So we can address this later. Okay, maybe you are the expert, so if you can answer this question as well, maybe yeah, we can just go one by one. Yeah.
I am really not sure how long it would take to learn Blender or Unity or any such. It depends. I mean, I think it depends from person to person.
Yeah,
So I'm not very sure. I think 1 month should be more than enough. I don't
yeah,
know.
and it's Blender is something like it's a never-ending process. You will increase your
Yeah.
specs, and yeah, it kept increasing all the time. Another
Yeah,
question, Riya.
there are a lot of things that you can do, and this, it's not limited, right? It's limitless. You can do animations, you can do a lot of things in it. So depends on how much you need. So
Yeah, so next question is from Rigesh. He's asking, how can we reach out to the mentors to help the understand the code base? Also, can we take guidance from the mentors on our proposal? Yes, so maybe I would like to address this question. So what you can do, Ria and his team is already present in the Slack channel. So you can just search, maybe you guys have, so I'll do this today because I am getting this query very frequent. I'll try to make an announcement. I'll drop an announcement where I'll mention every channel. You my guys haven't joined the Slack channel, so you can hashtag Pupil Mesh. You can search in the Slack channel and you will find Riya and everyone his team there. You can ask your queries there and they'll be addressing those questions right over there. Okay. So next question is from Siddharth. He's asking, what are the problems and business cases you are trying to solve?
So mainly we are focused on automotive OEMs. Basically, manufacturing enterprises is our primary focus. We cater to applications like audit, training, warehouse management. All of these are the main focus areas that we are catering to right now. But AR is something like your mobile phone. The applications can be immense. The applications can be immense. The places where you can deploy these also can be immense. The same applications that you define one particular set of enterprise, say automotive OEM, can be deployed even in pharmaceutical manufacturing as well, right? So remote assistance is one example. It's not limited to any one particular industry or things like that. So applications are immense, but right now our current focus is on automotive OEMs mainly.
Okay, yeah. So some we have some more questions. So next is from Shekhar. He is asking, what AR toolkit are you using?
So there's an open source AR engine called AR Toolkit. So I can drop that link as well, or I can drop
Yeah,
that link. So
so you can drop in the private chat. There is an option
it's
for private
called
chat.
it's called AR Toolkit. I think AR Toolkit 5 is the latest one, until which it was open source. After that, I think they have closed it. So AR Toolkit 5 will be the one we will will be looking forward to using.
Uh, Yeah, so there are more future endeavors top class, so you can try exploring Blender. So this could be a good start to learn some few things because you have a so there are some projects which you can explore. So he's asking basically how can we learn it in such a limited time. So there are, because the fellowship period starts from March 25th onwards. So maybe if you are good learner, quick learner, you can try exploring this. Definitely, you should try. You should give it a try. Jasleen is asking, can we still work on
Unity
projects?
would be a good alternative as well. So if you're familiar with Unity or Blender, it should do the job.
Yeah. So Jasleen is asking, can we still work on the projects if we don't have much knowledge about the field and the tech stack? Okay.
It depends.
Exactly. So it totally depends because we are so if you have experience, if you have worked on these exhaust projects, it's a real plus. Otherwise you need to be a very very quick learner to participate in this quick to in these projects. And there are some projects which requires some basic information or very basic generic tech stack, so you should try those projects, because there are more than 51 projects I guess, and 30 plus organization and 50 plus projects. So there is no sense of making or focusing on a single project. You can explore as many as projects you can, and you have four different choices to apply on different projects, right? So you can apply with four different proposals, so it's totally a good choice. Okay.
I think also they can
Snehal,
start with exploring the AR toolkit, which is already open source, because we'll be building on top of it. You're not building anything from scratch. So if they can go through that and understand the basics of AR and how these AR engines are built and how they can add codes on top of this, that would be a plus.
can you please, Snehanjali is asking, can you please explain which tech language we should use in this project? And if I know only Python and machine learning, can I apply here and pursue this project? So maybe the tech stacks are mentioned. So if you can throw some light over this.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, C, C++, Java, and C Sharp. C Sharp mainly for all of the plugins, Blender plugins or Unity plugins. Java because we focused on Android. So and to use AR Toolkit, you would need C, C++, any of that. So this is the main things that they will require to know.
Okay, yeah, great. So answering your question, top class, maybe development skills and a few of 3D designing skills would work. So Venkat is asking why AR toolkit is development stopped long back, right?
It has stopped long back, but that's one of the good AR open source projects that are already available. Because if we go to do things from scratch, it's going to obviously take a lot longer time. And we can obviously, because it's open source, we can obviously modify, we can better it, we can modify it based on our requirements. We don't need to do things from scratch, so that is the main reason. But I mean, if you have an alternate option, a better option, you can suggest and we can consider that for sure.
Yeah. And okay, this question I'll address. So Chandan is asking, is any prerequisite for the project? How organize appoint me for project? Yeah, so maybe your skills, your proposal will definitely give us the or the organization, to the organization it will give us the idea, like what your tech stacks are. Do you have, do are you the right fit or not for working with any particular organization? So this your proposal, that's why this proposal round is there, Chandan. And answering your question, Siddharth, this is I should say you should focus on the money that you are getting. So because this is something like, so he's asking about it is funded. So if you don't know this question, I just wanted to give a small hint. So there is one, I hope everyone have their Aadhaar card. So there is this, so NEGD, if you are saying NEGD as a technical partner, so Aadhaar card is managed by NEGD. NEGD is the one who manages our Aadhaar card. That is an open source, okay, that promotes open source. And Digital India is obviously an open source initiative that is for making digitalizing India. So that's why these government entities are involved in this project, because it is open source as well, and it is also for making India digital. So any other questions from you guys, please let us know about the project, about Pupil Mesh. And yeah, and so just I have one question for you, Riya, if you could enlighten me on this. So what a ideal proposal looks like for you?
uh, Ideal proposal would be where, if they could briefly tell us how they would be going about to implement the entire project, right? So if I could bring up my screen, that would be a
Yeah,
little
yeah, you can
better.
just share your screen, please. Present, there is a present tab.
Yeah, I'll just do that. Give me a second. Yeah. Mm,
Okay, maybe guys, if you have any other
yeah.
questions for Ria, please let us know. Yeah, it's here. Okay.
Yeah, so if you can see this, so these are, if you divide the entire project into three steps, these will be the three main steps. First will be the hardware integration with the toolkit. It will consist of camera, IMU, GPS, lidar, and any other depth sensor integrations. And then creating AR features like marker based, markerless based AR slam and AR annotations. This will be the second part to it. And third would be plugin developments for AR engine integration, such as Unity and Unreal. So all of this are not necessary. Hardware integration, we can create a good enough AR experience with just camera and a 6D or IMU. So to start off with, if that can be implemented or done, that would be sufficient for a start. And even integrating AR features, I think markerless, slam, all of these are pretty important to create an overall AR experience, right? And plugin for AR integrations, AR engine integrations like Unity and Unreal. So in these, you don't really need to know how to create 3D models or things like that, because we are not looking for people who could create these 3D models, etc. We are looking for someone who could write the backend that goes into creating these AR experiences. This is in brief, what all would be required in the proposal. I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll so guys, what I will be doing is, so the slide, or maybe this, I will take a snippet of this and I'll share this. I'll ask Ria to share this on the Slack channel as well, so that these guys can really make take a reference out of this and make a good proposal out of this. So
Yes,
top.
I'll share this on Slack, not an issue.
Yeah, perfect. So top class is answering, are there any project related web devs? Yeah, so there, so though it's a, it's, the name suggests like the XROS fellowship, so it is already around extended reality and open source projects. So there are very rare web development, not specific to web, but they will involve some XR projects, XR involvement. But you can explore Monado. So there is one organization that is Monado that requires HTML, and as much as I remember, JS HTML would work there. So you can just try exploring the Monado. That would might work for you there. Top class. Okay, so Rishabh is asking backend already written with AR core or an AR SDK on Unity. So is our task to create new SDKs?
Yes, because answering that, AR core does not is not open source. That's first thing, and it does not support using USB powered devices. So your device that you use, say for example your phone, has to be Google certified. Otherwise, the AR applications will not run on it. Same thing. So if you're using external peripheral devices, right? So it is not going to support. But whereas if you look at these paid AR SDKs like Vuforia, Wikitude, these do have support for using external AR USB connected devices. But right now there are no open source AR SDKs which support USB powered devices. So the reason why, to give a brief about why USB powered devices is because the moment you remove the compute, right, the cost of the device comes down. So compute is what is happening on your phone. Say for example, you need to buy, an entire HoloLens which comes with the compute within it, right? So the cost of the device drives up significantly because they would be using high-end processors like, Snapdragon 865 or any other, XR related processors like that. So we can get down the cost of the AR glass by offloading the compute onto your laptops or your phones, Android phones or iOS phones. That's the main reason why USB powered devices are needed. So that's the reason why our devices are also USB powered. We also have a lot of other AR USB powered devices, like I already mentioned, Rocket, Geo glasses, and a couple more of them as well. So there is no open source right now, and also your standard AR SDKs would not support these USB powered devices.
Yeah, and we have another question, or maybe kind of a suggestion from Rikesh. He's saying, could we try using A-frame for this project as it's already has much needed prerequisites of sensors, ML, and AR integrations?
uh A frame, is it? Could you give me a little? So if you could just explain it. Okay. So is this open source?
Yeah, A-frame is the open source, right?
Uh, Maybe we could. I haven't explored this much because I was not aware that this is open source. But yeah, you guys could add this in the proposal if you have any other alternate AR toolkits that are already available, which we could modify to, do the USB integrations, the hardware integrations. So we would be open for those proposals as well.
Yeah, so maybe yeah, this is guys. If you have any other question, please let us know. And for the top class, you can try exploring. So you are live now, right now from Reskills channel, YouTube channel. So you just go to your Reskill channel. There in the playlist section. There there is one playlist named School of AR by Naveen Upadhyay. Naveen Upadhyay works with Meta, and he has created a very good playlist around School of AR. The School of That's one of the program that we ran last year. So that is a very good playlist of 13 to 14 lectures. You can try exploring those lectures. That is specifically around Meta Spark, but that could be a good start for you to learn AR. Is there any project related to blockchain? No, not specific around, not specific related to blockchain, but there are some global projects which requires a bit about blockchain priorities. Okay, so Ben is asking, will our open source engine be able to create AR experiences for smartphones or only AR glasses powered via smartphone?
So we already have a lot of AR engines which work on smartphones. So it doesn't really make sense to create one more, right? So
Hmm.
what is not there is the one that works with the glasses which work with the smartphone to create AR experiences for that, and that's the reason why we believe that creating that would make more sense than rather than making AR toolkit, for example. It already works with the phones. I mean, it's outdated, and there's no longer support support for it, which we can also add as an additional thing where we could build on top of it as well. But it already exists, so it does not make sense to reinvent the wheel. So yeah, that's about
Yeah.
it.
And answering Rishabh's question, Rishabh, you can explore free code camp. YouTube is there, everything is there, and there is one more, xrbootcamp.com or .in. I just forgot the name. There is this very excellent website that teaches you the C sharp basic of C sharp for XR. So you can try. That's a global thing. So you can try exploring those tutorials. And is there any project for Hyperledger development? Not specific, Chandan. Yeah, Mrigesh, definitely, Mrigesh, you should try making a proposal, because a frame, and do mention this a frame, that the idea that you have about working with a frame for the pupil mesh, so it will really create an impact. It will add a plus for you
So
as
I
well.
was just checking. I think A-frame is a web-based this thing, right? So it does not support Android and iOS, if I'm not wrong. So, but yes, you can still send a proposal with A-frame. We can definitely have a look into what can be done if it can.
Okay, like if I applied, is there any project that uses blockchain and as well as AR tech? Yes, Arun, yes, there are some projects. Maybe because there are so many projects in organization, I just forgot the name, but I still remember I had I guess Jesse's, maybe OMI group or what, I just forgot the name. There is one project that requires a bit of blockchain capability. So any other questions, guys, let us know in the comment section. Otherwise we can end this AMA session right over here, and I'll share the resources. No,
Mhm.
not a specific, Chandan, for a Hyperledger developer, not as a specific project we have here. So you can just try exploring. If you find any project right over there, it's a luck situation. Yeah, maybe you should try exploring this. And any last note, Priya, you want to share with these developers who want to
Yeah,
contribute?
I just remember the first question that was asked, if AR glasses are required for them to start the development. So since these are USB powered, right, to start with, they could use USB camera and USB powered sensors, which they can connect with their phones that support these. And at least to start off with, that can be used. They don't really necessarily have to have a smart glass, USB powered smart glass. They could always do the initial testings with any USB powered camera and sensors. Yeah, that's one thing about it, because I just remembered.
Yeah, that's great. Maybe I guess Dikshita has asked, so I hope that answers Dikshita's question. And Chandan, I'm answering it again. So there is, I guess, hardly one or two project that requires blockchain capability. There is no specific project related to blockchain. There are multiple projects related to XR, around XR, but not specific to blockchain. So blockchain is a very different concept. So you can just try, if you find any project, that's a good plus for you, and I wish you luck, but not for specific Hyperledger or a blockchain developer. So thank you, Ria. Thank you for your time and your kind gesture for the community. It's really nice to have you here, and it's my pleasure to host you as well. And guys, you have been really great, asking your questions, and I'll be dropping some resources over there. So keep asking questions over the Slack channel, and see you then, guys. And best of luck for your proposals. Thank you, Ria.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye, guys. Bye.